All right, people, welcome to the Youth Ministry Podcast. I am your co-host, Karsten Williams.
Oh, and I am the other co-host, Jared Furs. Hey, we've got a very special guest, Karsten.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was a time when I started ministry about 1.5 years ago. I was running middle school and high school at a church plant. I had no idea what I was doing. I'm just like running by the skin of my pants. Is that how?
I did my pants, skin of my teeth.
All right, so
way to mix them.
The skin of my pants. I was running. And I was like, I don't know these students want food. How do I get some food? These students want like worship. How do I even get worship? How do I do any of this? And so I called somebody who I know has been in youth ministry for a really long time, got a lot of gray hair. So that's kind of how you know, right?
Wow.
Dang.
Crown of wisdom, as word of God would say.
Proverbs, come on. Mm-hmm. So I call him and text him. We start doing this like weekly phone call. We talk about youth ministry and all the things, how to build volunteer teams. And I promise you, my youth ministry grew from like 5 people to so much more because of this wisdom. And it turns out that he also is blood related to me. So we brought on today youth pastor, ex-youth pastor, youth pastor coach, church consultant, author, etc., podcast host, all these things, Erick Williams, and my father. Who are you? What do you do now? And how'd you get to where you are?
Call him by his real name, K.
Erick with a K.
Erick with a K.
Yes. Erick with a K.
Thank you. So the question was, who am I and how did I get involved in youth ministries?
Yeah, how'd you get where you are today?
Yeah. So I started working at a camp in Rome, New York, Delta Lake Bible Conference Center.
Whoa.
It was the year I had a significant call on my life being at that camp as a camper, and Ed Glover saying, hey, he was our speaker Friday nights, like, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart. It's like, some of you have been trusting God with part of your heart. It's time to get off the fence and trust him with everything. And I was like, who told him my story?
Yeah.
So anyhow, that led me into going, all right, God, I'm all in. Whatever you want me to do, wherever you want me to go, whatever you want me to say to people, whoever you want me to talk to, I'm just in. Started working at camp the following summer, which I shared that night at like our bonfire. I'm like, this is the commitment I made, and next year I'm going to come back as a junior counselor. And Bill Brown, who was a camp director, said, Erick, I believe God wants you to be a youth pastor. I'm like, awesome. What do they do? Because I was in a tiny little church. The only thing I knew about youth pastors, they had to come for 1 week at camp. So
it's not a bad gig.
And then he goes, but you have to get off the drugs. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He goes, well, you can't do drugs and be a youth pastor, and you can't do drugs and work at camp really either. And I was like, I don't even know how to spell aspirin barely.
Yeah.
Because what are you talking about? He goes, well, how do you have all that energy? I'm like, I don't know, Jesus? Because I was the guy getting in the morning, coming up and lining up in front of the students who were doing calisthenics, but it was half jumping jacks, 1.5, 1, and tongue curls.
Yeah.
So we did all that, and then I'm doing program stuff all day long, and then my friend Sam and I played trombone, he played trumpet, and we played taps at night. So we were the first ones up, last ones to bed, and it was just go, go, go all week. And I'm like, I don't know, God just gave me that natural energy, like we do.
It's no cocaine or none of that.
Nothing.
Okay.
No drugs.
You never know.
No.
But you're leading the ska band is what I heard right there.
You get your call to
early ska, pre-ska days. So anyhow, he was the one who kind of implanted that thought into my mind, and I ended up doing an internship as a middle school pastor when I went to Houghton College, my junior year of college. And I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to work at camp for the rest of my life because I loved camp so much. But instead of waiting for a whole year, hoping to see those students that I had a significant week with, hoping they come back, I get to invest in the same students every single week.
Yeah.
And get to know their lives and their families, their parents, their siblings, and all that stuff. So that's how I got into it. So then when I graduated college, 2 weeks later, I started as a youth pastor in Atlanta, Georgia. Funny side note story, by the way. When they were looking for a youth pastor, Fred Hartley was the lead pastor. His son, Fred the Fourth, so he was Fred the Third. Fred the Fourth said, hey, Dad, what about Erick with a K? And he's like, now, which one was that? And he says, he's the guy at camp that did the Love Song for Two Nerds skit. He goes, oh, yeah, that guy was awesome. We should call him. I'm like, so my first like full-time ministry gig came as a result of the fact that I did a ministry or love song for two nerds skit.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's how you get called into ministry right there.
That's how I got in, and I've come this May. It'll be 32 years.
Dang.
So where are you at right now?
I am in Rancho Mirage, California, so Southern California in the Coachella Valley. And my title at the church is the next gen pastor at large.
Okay.
So over youth ministry and kids ministry, and I preach about once a month. And I'm like, it's really a coaching consultant role.
Yeah.
But I'm actually now effectively the youth pastor as well, because our youth pastor is stepping down.
Nice.
So I'll be stepping into that role full time.
Know a little bit of that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you're a little seasoned there. That's great. It's crazy how like one funny moment can actually like set you up, and we got to share stories, all that. But we got a great topic. I want to jump right into it.
Yeah. How to build a volunteer team. As I said, it's pertinent to youth ministry to have volunteers. I know it's a big word. ASAP word. SAT word.
ASAP word as well.
An SAT word, pertinent. I probably used it wrong. So, but how do you build a volunteer team? You have a lot of stuff on this. You have some curriculum on it. What would you say in short is how do we build volunteer teams? So why is it important?
There's two major pieces, I believe. It's recruiting and retaining. And recruiting, there's a lot of ways that a lot of angles I've used it for recruiting, and I'll start with like the worst way to what I think is the best way. The worst way is asking your pastor to do an announcement at church, and hey, the students need volunteers. Go see the youth pastor in the back after church. And
oh gosh, I like hurts me. You can't do that.
I thought that was the best idea going on, and I asked Kurt. He's like, I will never do that.
Yeah.
Now, the only good piece of it is if your lead pastor is the one making the announcement and there's some credence behind it because of him, but you get randos that show up.
I know. Sloppy Joe coming in.
I'm telling you, some dude comes up like, hey, man, I want to volunteer with you. Yeah. Is that cool? And I'm like, let's go. He's pulling it, stowed me out like, I'm ready. Well, let's go through the process, all right? Let's see. So thankfully we have a process, but so it kind of weeds out a lot of people. But that I would say that's the worst way. The second would be, and it's not a terrible way, is like the ministry fair. I don't know if you guys have ever done like a ministry fair. It's not a terrible way. It's a great way to like let people know about all the ministries in church and give people the opportunity to kind of walk around and have some conversation. Especially like people are thinking, I think maybe I should be volunteering somewhere and not sure what to do. So I like that it's less harsh or it's as easy to get the same kind of people, right?
Sure.
But you can have more conversations with the people, and if you get a quick sense, like the blink test of like, ooh, you know what? I think the deacons team might be a really good team for you. You know, with the facilities. Whatever it is you want to pass on. Actually, our lead pastor would love to talk to you. Yeah. You may not
send him straight to the lead pastor. I'll give you his email.
But that's been actually a pretty decent one. I've gotten some really incredible leaders out of it. Yeah. But it's not the best one. The next one is I have two more, and this is my second favorite. I'm actually doing this in 2 weeks.
Okay.
We currently don't have any volunteers in our youth ministry. So it's been me and our youth pastor and his wife, and all three of us have staffing roles. So, and that's just a whole bunch of circumstances. But so I have 22 people. I'm giving an invitation card to a ministry dessert, and all I'm asking them to do is to come enjoy some dessert and hear the casting of the vision of the youth ministry. I'm not asking them to make a commitment by showing up. I am going to present like this full circle youth ministry strategy that I have and talk about why every step of faith that a student takes is important. Mm-hmm. So it's not just one step or the final step. It's every step is important, and how that can't happen with just one staff person. I can effectively impact 3 to 8 students personally. But if we want to grow and we want to have a thriving ministry, that can't be just one person. So I'll cast the vision and then give them, like, I have 6 job descriptions that I'm going to present, 7. And I'll present those job descriptions and say, now I just want you to take this and pray about it and see what is the role that you would best fit into. And I'm going very specifically after a group of people.
Yeah.
And then my favorite way is when you have a volunteer team to go, okay, it is July.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of kicking things back up August 1st or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to have 1 month to all my volunteers. You have 1 month. I want you to pray for just one person. But I'm asking you to commit to pray for one person that God would put them on your heart.
Yeah.
And then ask them if they'd be willing to go and meet with me for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's in a room with a group of people, but I'm asking everybody to commit to one person.
Yeah.
And if that person says no, you got to go after somebody else.
Yeah.
But the invitation, I think, is what's so critical and key to getting someone else, just like somebody showing up at church, right?
Yeah.
Like your students, most of them are showing up because somebody else invited them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same with volunteers.
Yeah, that's gold. I have a saying, because we, a church I worked at, we had this thing. It was like, I tell you for how to take care of leaders and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is great. I don't have leaders.
Yeah.
How do I get leaders? And they'd be like, oh, you got to get leaders by. And I'm like, no. How do I get them to then take care of them? And there was none of this. So I was like, I need to figure this out. And through trial and error, I figured out. And it's like, so number 1 is pray, play, stay, ask away.
Yeah, that's good.
Pray, play, stay, ask away. Pray. If you're not praying for volunteers, then you're never going to get volunteers. But I can promise you start praying, God's going to start providing, because we have a God who provides. Okay? Play. If you are just in youth ministry, you are never going to find out the true leaders of your church.
Yep.
Go to men's, go to women. If they are a high capacity volunteer, I can promise you they can do more than just a Tuesday morning women's Bible study.
Yep.
Okay? Stay. If you've been there for 3 months, no one respects you. You give me 6 months, they're going to maybe start to respect you a little bit. You've been there 5 years, I can promise you, you're not going to have trouble finding volunteers, because they're going to know you. But if you're the new guy, leverage, find that deacon, find that thing, and not getting to ask away. Gold. Who's serving in your ministry is your greatest resource to find the other leaders within your church. That should be your number 1 pull, because guess what? And here's the thing too, and Eric, you know this. If you've been there 5 years, you have built a culture, you have said kids through, they have come back around, leaders have been there. When I don't do a lot of the onboarding, because I asked Roger Boyce, who's been serving in middle school ministry longer than I've been here, and he'll probably be serving longer than I will be here. And I'll be like, Roger, who should be volunteering? He'd be like, you got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to this gal. Why? Because they know the culture. They know what they want. They know what we're looking for. And the problem is, if your pastor gets up and asks for volunteers, shoot yourself. Not, I shouldn't say that, but that's the dumbest thing in the world. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I have had to deal with the consequences of welcoming someone to my team that was not ready, competent, capable, or should have been. So pray, number 1, that God will keep the right people away and get the right people in. Okay, play, go to different ministries within the church. Man, you are not stealing, but you are inviting them to take on more. I also personally believe youth ministry is the most important ministry in the church. If you disagree with me, we can fight later, somewhere in the kingdom of God. And when 87% of them still admit they accepted Christ before the age of 18, I think I'll win that argument.
Okay,
So,
come on.
Yeah.
and then I'm a little passionate about this. And then, so play, stay, be around for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. When your youth ministry is growing, because healthy things grow, people are going to want to be a part of good things, right?
Yeah.
Most of your leaders aren't there. Why? Because probably the youth pastor before you was unhealthy and abused leaders. And then ask away. When you start building a culture, it's going to be easier. You won't even have to do the ask. People are naturally going to be attracted and want to invite.
So yeah. So it's great. Pray, play, stay, ask away.
I really like what you said about the stay piece, because you build chips, right? When you stick around, it's relational chips.
Yeah.
I was at a church in Salem, Oregon, and I was there on staff for 8 years as a middle school pastor.
Crash.
And what's the name of it?
I know. I visited you. You don't remember, guy. Yeah.
Really?
It's okay. I was at neighborhood in now Pathway, and you guys were starting a college type thing. Like it was like you had the coffee shop, right? All that stuff. And the CMA, right? Because we're CMA guys. They're like, you got to come check out Salem Alliance. They're killing it, right?
That's so funny.
And I'm like, all right, let's go do it. And and you guys like destroyed a car or something. Like
It was the coolest thing every year.
Yeah. And I was like, you guys got to do this. I was like, yeah, we live in California. We can't do this. Sorry.
We got to take care of the environment.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was just like, they get to do everything in Oregon, and we're
Shrooms.
Yeah.
But
side note. Yeah.
That's just
Jared,
what they could do.
We've never talked about that.
I'm sorry.
He's just fanboying.
Yeah, from afar. You know what I mean? Meeting heroes.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I apologize that I don't remember that.
It's all right.
Anyhow, so because I was there for 8 years, and then actually when I left on staff, I was working with our denomination's district headquarters, working with youth pastors, still continued to attend the church, and I volunteered.
Yeah.
I gave the new youth pastor a year break. He was my intern. So I gave him a year to kind of establish himself, and then he asked me if I'd volunteer. I'm like, yes, I need to.
Mm-hmm.
But because I had stayed for so long, I actually didn't need to do any recruiting.
Yeah.
All of my volunteers were like Patty. I remember Patty said, Eric, this is the best kept secret this ministry is in the whole church. Yeah. People need to know about this. Aaron Stevens was like, he was a college student who came out, like, the dude was like, he'd go to all of his campus. You need to volunteer with me. Bro, you got to come to Salem Alliance. You got to volunteer. It's the best thing. We do all these stuff. We smash cars, whatever. You got to come. It's so awesome. Like, I didn't have to recruit.
Right.
Yeah.
Because my volunteers, and I've heard this at every church I've been at, the volunteers go, this is your group. My group. These are my people, my shepherding group, my Bible, my whatever it is, your care group, whatever you call it. But so that's gold right there.
Yeah. Recruitment's important. One of the best things you could do is leverage even the relationship they have. Best thing I did for leader recruitment is I invited the dads of the daughters that were going to our Mexico outreach trip.
Yeah.
And then after that, we had 5 new male small group leaders. It was great.
Yeah.
So that's inviting them to play even too, right?
Absolutely.
So I was down in Mexico. Jared, I don't know if I love this story so much. So I go down to Mexico that year.
Yeah.
And Karsten introduces me to these 5 dads.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to them and they go, I'm pretty certain that Karsten has another level of like secrecy behind why he asked us to come besides just getting us to come to Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he wants us to volunteer beyond this. And I go, that's kind of smart. So he brought you down here, gives you an experience with students, and then you think maybe he's going to ask you to stick around. How's that conversation going to go? Is it going to be difficult for him? They're like, no, it's not, because this is awesome. I'm like, brilliant.
Yeah.
So recruit, and then you said retain. What about retaining, and why is retaining our volunteers and leaders? Why is that important?
Or how do we even do that?
Yeah, how do we do it?
It's closing the back door, right? And every ministry sees people come in and go out, even in volunteering world. So there's 2 things I would say. One is the caring and one is the training. So let's talk about the caring first. Before, like, this is how I've done it, and I've done it in different fashions. But before our youth group meets, I'll get 10 to 15 minutes with our leaders, just gather them together, a quick devotional, and then make sure everybody knows what's happening for the night, who's on for what the responsibilities are. After the night's over, another quick touch. Hey, how did it go tonight? Especially if we had small groups, like what was something that worked? What was something that didn't work? How can we help you? How can I support you? But just having those touches. And then I created a form that is here's 3 months down one side of the grid, and then with names, and then a call, a text, a visit, a card, or I'm blanking on what the other one is, but for the month. So if I can go through and look at all my volunteers, and anytime I call somebody, I put a check mark. I text volunteers, and it can be like I'm texting them every week or whatever. And I put a check mark, a visit, I send a card, whatever it is. Then I can look back and go, man, I've been really heavy on my connecting with Tom and Mike and Janaea. but I've barely
No, Janae.
I've barely talked to Mariah and Steve and Timmy.
Yeah.
So I need to up my connection to them.
Mm.
So that's been a really good tool for me. The other thing I and then like having coffee hangs, like just hey, and it doesn't have to be just one, like 2, 3, 4
absolutely
volunteers. Hey, let's just go down to whatever your favorite local coffee shop. I don't even drink coffee, so I get
that's shocking.
Yeah, I like Starbucks, so I get my mango dragon fruit refresher thing.
It's
but
cute. You and your wife can share.
Yeah, we can. Yes, it's really cute. No ice, thank you.
Yeah,
but so yeah, but do that, and then one of my favorite things to do is to have some sort of, when we do a volunteer meeting, is to have a volunteer of the month award.
Yeah.
And when I was at Southwest, my last year I started this, and then the Lord called me out of that church. But I started the Sparky Award.
Ooh.
And Nolan
like
Sparks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does sound like Awana. But Nolan Sparks is like this incredible volunteer. He was actually Carson's eighth grade.
Wiley of
Okay.
Southwest.
He was Carson's 8th grade small group leader. And I begged Nolan to go into high school. I was a middle school pastor. I begged him to go to high school. I said, I don't want you to do this, but I want you to do this because I want you to be my son's small group leader all his 4 years of high school. He goes, Eric, I love your son so much, but middle school is my thing. I'm like,
yeah,
yes. So, but he was such a servant. He's a business guy, but he's all in. And so I'd given him an award, just thanking him. And he doesn't want stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't want accolades. He just wants time with me.
Yeah.
I discovered that far into the relationship, but he's like, just have lunch with me. Don't give me gifts. Don't send my name. So I created a Sparky Award, and I made a bobblehead out of Nolan Sparks.
Ooh.
And we gave that as an award to the volunteer of the month.
Yeah.
So it's super cool. So it's just caring for the people, making them know that what they do matters.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's having students write a thank you note, thank you card to them.
That's good.
Whatever. Making birthdays important.
Yeah.
Like write down the birthdays, put them in your phone, make sure you don't miss them, send them a card.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But being with them, so caring.
Absolutely.
Caring and then training. Say a piece on training,
well, here,
new volunteers.
Before we get there too, man, a couple things, because I think training is crucial, and even like the onboarding process too. But like, you said something I think is so good, is like you track what matters. Now I'm going to say stuff, and I'm saying this tongue in cheek right now because I don't do this right now. Okay, I'm going to be transparent. I don't do this right now, but I know I need to, and I know in the past I have. We're coming into a new season. We just hired, praise the Lord, a phenomenal female pastor to come alongside Vince and I, and it's been like a breath of fresh air. And I feel like I'm not drowning anymore. So a couple things within that, like, because healthy things are going to grow. So as your ministry grows, you got to be able to like become more of the encourager and less of something else, and maybe build a coaches team, right? Where you have coaches that are connecting more on a day-to-day basis. Like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't connect with all my small group leaders after a Wednesday night. But I can empower 6 coaches to connect with 3 people, which is then going to take all my small group leaders. So I think that's crucial. Build a system. And then also you track and measure things you care about. My wife and I have this thing on our whiteboard right now where we're tracking our finances. I'm tracking my weight because I'm trying to get in better shape. And we track things we care about, right? And so I'm going to track who I'm communicating to and what I'm communicating to and how I'm communicating to them. Like at my old church, I had this whiteboard. I love whiteboards. I don't have an office right now. I have a hallway, and my boss did refer to it as an office the other day, which I thought was an encouragement. But it is a hallway, and I have gotten in trouble for blocking the hallway. But I used to have this thing where it had, like what you said, a letter, a call, and a text. And I had these 3 things, and once a month I'd try to check once every 3 months I'd try to check these 3 boxes. Make it realistic. And then it's just like I noticed the same thing you're saying, but you got to track youth pastors. You got to track it, who you're connecting with. You know what I mean? And those leaders too, you got to stay in the loop because life happens, man. And two, man, I promise you, if it doesn't matter if you're the dude with 1 youth leader or you're the dude with 100 youth leaders, man, that is your ministry, is your youth pastors.
Yeah.
Your ability to reach wide and reach students and connect with those, like a normal person, I think capacity is 150 students, right? Or something like that, 200 students.
Sure.
And that's why most churches don't grow beyond that, because that's one person's reach. Well, the thing is like you as a youth pastor, that's not even a third of a school. So you need the ability to equip and empower leaders to go, and you got to be able to connect. And a lot of times, like you said, it's just quality time. They don't want much, man.
Yeah.
Most of these dudes are kingdom minded. And if you're casting the right vision, they're going to be on board. But are you tracking it?
Yeah.
And go for it.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, and we got to train them up. But you got one more thing.
I was going to say that exactly what you're saying about the tracking. Like I always say, if it makes it to your calendar, then it's important.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If it's not on your calendar, it's not that important to you because like you're going to forget.
Yeah.
So if I know I've got to do something, I put it on my calendar. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. And thankfully now iOS has, for the iPhone, has like with your reminders, it also adds that into your calendar.
Yeah,
it's great.
So I'm sure Androids have been doing it for 10 years, but
sure.
I don't know. I don't mess with the devil's fruit. You know what I mean? I just keep that away. We know you Android people. I don't need those.
They need help.
Yeah.
You need some milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right.
You need to leave.
Yeah, you two together. All right. So, but yeah, so appreciating them, but also training them, right? Yeah. And that's where we're getting at. So what are the things you're doing on training?
So I always have 3 things that I do when I have volunteer meetings. So I try to do my volunteer meetings monthly, and it's kind of 3 pillars. One is encouragement.
Yeah.
And that is usually surrounded by food. So it's like talking and sharing. Sometimes if I've got some newer volunteers, I'll put questions on everybody's table.
Yeah.
And just literally just icebreakers. But it's an encouragement time. It's caring. It's the connection piece of our meeting. Then it's the training, and it's looking for felt needs. What are the things that volunteers need? Because when I worked for our denomination's district headquarters when I was in Oregon, we had about 100 churches, and I would say very few youth pastors that I worked with said, "Oh, my volunteers, we meet on these dates." Most of them said, "Yeah, I need to do that more."
Yeah.
When was your last time? Maybe 12 months, something like that.
Yeah.
So like there has to be intentionality about it. Again, putting it on your calendar and actually making it happen. It's really dangerous, I think. You go recruit somebody that you think is going to be great.
Yeah.
And you just go, "Hey, just go love on students." What does that mean?
Yeah.
And then they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're like, dude, you kind of crossed the line when you did that.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a volunteer. He was just out of high school. He graduated, and this was my bad. But he was driving this girl from youth group out to ice cream later.
Yeah.
Because they're friends.
Yeah.
And I found that out, and I'm like, dude, okay. So I totally get it. You're a year apart from each other, but you're 19 or 18.
Yeah.
She's 17, and you're a volunteer with the youth ministry.
Yeah.
What you guys do, like you're friends with her, whatever, that's fine. But you can't be going. You have to have a totally new way to look at this and evaluate this. And he goes, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And so that was totally my fault because I didn't train that.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that
until
I actually dealt with it. So that's when you kind of find out.
And it's always your fault.
It's always going to be my fault if I didn't train it.
Yep. I messed up today.
Yep.
It's my fault. Hey, I messed up.
Yeah.
My fault. Every time I talk to a parent today, hey, I did this. I messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, take ownership. Even if it's not you, it's your leader.
Yep.
It's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So finding what are the, I mean, we all know, like in youth ministries, youth pastors, what are the things we need to know to do our jobs?
Yeah.
And, you can whiteboard that and write down all the things that you think are really important. Like some of the things I think, one of the first things I think is learning names and being good at knowing names. Because if you're not good at knowing names,
you'll be Jared Furs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's embarrassing.
Won't know any names.
You want to talk about a horror story? I got a horror story for bad names. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's awful. Like sometimes you are sitting with somebody you've been hanging out for a few years, and then they remind you that you first met like 20 years ago, and you're like, oh, that's so embarrassing.
Bro, there was a bunch of us. I always say that.
Anyhow, that's the kind of thing, like in what's the guy's name? How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh,
Covey. Is it Covey?
No, Dave Carnegie.
Yeah. So he one of the things is he says a person's name is the
most important thing,
most important word in any language because it's them.
Yeah.
So if I can remember a volunteer's name, I can remember that's really important. If I can remember a student's name,
Yeah.
It's a win.
it's a huge win. I
Yeah.
have a file on my phone when I meet somebody new. I try it. It's only as good as me using it.
Yeah.
But I try to use that. Try to sneak a pic.
Yeah.
And
I usually
Be careful how you do that, though.
I usually just ask. I usually like, hey, I suck at, because here's the thing, you guys, I am the worst at names. Now, okay, you may know this reference. You're not gonna get this reference. Do you remember the movie Kung Pao?
yeah,
With the cow that fought the dude, they like regenerate. You ever see this movie? It's a great movie. It's the dumbest movie ever.
All right.
But there's a scene in the movie. This is the dumbest way to get there. But there's a guy who goes, red shirt, blue shirt, come here. And it's like, but here's the thing is like, I don't know why I still remember this, but my brain is wired so weird. I will never remember most of my students' names, but I can tell you where they were born, where they are from, attributes about them, this and that. So I'm transparent. Hey, I suck at names. I'm going to remember your life story, but can I just take your photo and put your name in my notes so I can start memorizing your name? And I'll bet students, like, I'm like, hey, if I don't remember your name, I owe Chick-fil-A or I owe this. And they're like,
Done that.
yeah,
You owe a lot of Chick-fil-A.
absolutely. Yeah. I also don't tell people. I one time at a sermon, this is a bad story. I shared I suck at names. And so I asked these two leaders, and this is coming out of COVID, okay? So I'm not interacting with leaders every single day. And they were female. I'm a male. I really don't talk to females in general outside of my wife. They come up to me like, hey, we'll tell you how many students are in here if you can tell us our names. And I'm like, guys, let's not play this game.
That's crazy.
And then one of them's like, Jared, I've been serving with you for 2 years almost now. And I was like, guys, I don't want to do this. I'm like, I don't know your guys' names. And they're like, it's Shannon and Gina. And I was like, but here's the funny part. Gina still serves me. Gina's one of my favorite leaders now. Gina reminds me of this every once in a while. But
any other one?
It's great.
Shannon, she doesn't serve with me anymore, but that's a whole nother story. She's great. She now works on our usher team, and she was a volleyball coach. It wasn't like a bad thing, but names are so crucial, bro.
Yeah.
And understand. And if you're not good at names, don't hide it. But like, once again, is it worth tracking? Right?
Absolutely.
Worth writing it down.
And I'd say stop saying you're not good at names.
Yeah.
Because you're already telling yourself, you're giving yourself,
Come on.
you're giving yourself an out and just going, I'm not good at names.
Game's
So
clear over here. You know what? I got it. I'm gonna see myself. I love people. I'm gonna win friends and influence people, and I'm gonna learn the most important thing about them because
go, Jared. Let's go. I think that's what this thing was all about. This
I needed
podcast
it.
right here.
Okay, we talked about recruiting, retaining, there being caring and training, and all these things. But anything to do with volunteer team building and retaining, etc. If you could say one thing to anyone who's listening, what would it be? One thing.
Well,
do it.
yeah. Go. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the perfect time.
Yeah.
Just go after it. Make it happen. If you're like, literally, so our church has a lot of people that are octogenarians.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
They're 80 and above.
Oh.
Okay.
Octogenarian.
Yeah. So
Term for me.
We've got a lot of older people in our church. So it feels like, well, who the heck is going to volunteer? And if I go now, Bill Hubbard at my old church, he volunteered till he died when he was 86. So
Let's go.
the dude was like
Legends back.
total legend. And I don't think octogenarians, I don't think there is no limit for an age range that can help. You can tap into somebody that's like a grandpa and go,
you should have.
Can you come and just bring cookies? Like maybe they end up wanting to be a small group leader, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
So just don't say somebody's no for them.
Yeah.
I think that's so key is don't ever say somebody's no for them. Like you're sitting there going, they would never volunteer. Let them say that.
Yeah. And here's the thing, you don't even have to like kids. I tell everyone, do you love Jesus? Great. Do you like kids? Not love kids. Like, would you like who you were in middle school? Yeah, I'd probably like who myself was in middle school. Hey, I can promise you, no matter how weird you were, there is kids in middle school that love you. Like we had a kid, you guys actually may probably know. Remember the family? This is in like the late 90s, early 2000s. There was like, especially in the CMA, the puppeteer family. I don't remember, whatever. There's this puppet family that traveled around, okay? And I think, it was really popular, man. It's weird, and it was weird.
I wasn't alive.
But so their son was one of my like volunteers, and because a Christian college was in town, they had to serve, and this kid's like, can I serve with you? And I was like, I know his parents, sure. I'm like, this guy's going to meet nobody, man. Like this guy's so awkward, but he loves Jesus. He's a good guy, good heart, just awkward as all get up. Probably was homeschooled till he was 30 when he went to college. I kid you not, this kid had a following of 8 students.
No.
And as soon as he graduated and stopped serving, they stopped attending church. And it broke my heart because it really opened my eyes. Hey, no matter what you're into, right? Your students, I can promise you, there's probably a kid that needs the love of Jesus that's probably into the same thing you're into.
Yeah.
So like, you don't have to like middle schoolers, you don't have to like high schoolers, but do you love Jesus? And do you want to like and love his people?
Yeah.
And it's finding the right spot for somebody, right?
Absolutely.
Like Bill Hubbard, like he was in his 70s when he was with me. Bill was definitely not the guy you want to put at the front door and be a greeter, because he's sarcastic and grippy and like he's just like, dude, Bill, stop talking to people right now. Yeah, like that kind of thing. But Bill, I don't know if we call it this anymore. Bill connected with the fringe kids. The kids just didn't fit. And I remember him one time saying, Eric, what do you think if I start a chess and Bible study? And I was like, go for it, Bill.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I played chess, and I know Carson loves chess. That's kind of
chess. Yeah.
but Carson would have fit right in with
Yeah, he's like,
so Bill had 10 students Saturday mornings at 8 a.m.
sheesh.
show up at the church to do chess and Bible study.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I will never laugh at somebody's crazy idea of something that I don't think would work.
Yeah.
But that was something that fit for him. So just go do it.
Yeah.
And on that note too, lean into your strengths. So I'm dyslexic. I think if you read any text message from me or my Facebook page, you will find out I'm dyslexic. I can't spell for get up. I grew up in special ed. I'm cool with it now. I mean, I still see a counselor, but I can't type. So writing that thing, that's not my strength. So I would write my trainings. I do videos, and I would train through videos because I can edit. I can do this. You guys, I understand everyone is busy. So creating an avenue where you can reach your people the way you want to reach them and train them and celebrate them, man, show them how you love them. And as you grow and learn their love language, it'll be easier for you to love them the way they want to be loved. Yeah. But I don't want to limit it saying like, hey, you have to do X, Y, and Z. And figure out what works for you and what works for your church. You know what I mean? Figure out what works for your people, because how you love them is going to look different between all of them. So, but Erick, thank you so much for being with us today. Yeah. We got a saying around here: when one of us get better, we all get better. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, Erick, I'm just thankful. How do they connect with you? What resources? What places? Things?
ErickWithAK.com.
ErickWithAK.com.
Spelled out ErickWithAK.com.
There we go.
And actually, this topic right now, I've got a 1-year volunteer training course.
Okay.
That your listeners give me a word. We'll create a word podcast.
Ooh. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Groups. Yeah.
So
groups.
We'll put the code word groups.
Yeah.
And then you'll get 25% off of.
Absolutely. It's great. There we go.
And if it's 1 year, you can use the 12 videos that you'll get along with that.
Yeah.
I'm including that
I love it.
That name.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Perfect. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, when one of us get better, we all get better. We're out. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.